I don't know where anything is. Okay. Yeah. All right. There we go. I think I've got everything I need. All right, let me go to YouTube really quick. Let's just try to hurry up and get this set up and try to do this. I hope it goes well. That's not good. Okay, good. I just saw a number of notifications on YouTube and I'm like, oh no, someone's mad at me again today for something. Someone disagrees with me again for something. But it was notifications for other things, so I don't have to worry about that currently. That's a relief. All right, so that's done. Now I'm going to go over here to live webcast. That's currently not working. Hang on, there we go. There we are. I'm going to listen to myself. About that currently. That's a relief. All right, so that's okay. Now this screen, this screen will not go away. Hang on. Okay, there we go. All right, that stopped. All right, got that set. Do a refresh. I don't think the map is working, which is always, great. So I don't know if anyone's actually listening. If you are, great, wonderful. If you're not, great, wonderful. So, yeah. So we will see. Okay, there we go. Georgia tuned in. Thank you so much for tuning in, Georgia. I greatly appreciate it. Not the entire state of Georgia, but a listener from Georgia tuned in. I greatly appreciate that. Now, typically we wait for Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, kind of that area. It's where we typically, well, actually, to be fair, well, that's for live broadcast. For downloads and streams, I think the number, at least on the Sermon Audio platform, the number one place I think for August so far is Oregon, which is interesting. I don't think it's ever been number one, so I don't know where that came from, but yeah. So we'll give it a couple of minutes here, and then we'll get started. I want to get started as quickly as possible, and try to hopefully produce something that'll be beneficial. At least it's beneficial in the sense that it's bringing a series to a conclusion. And then we will go from there and see what to do moving forward. And yeah, our streaming connection looks stable. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Looking at our world from a theological perspective, this is the Theology Central Podcast, making theology central.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday, August the 26th, 2025. It is currently 2:42 p.m. Central Time, and I'm coming to you live from the Theology Central studio, located right here in Abilene, Texas. Now, I decided to do this series on the Song of the Summer. We started it, a Memorial Day weekend, maybe a day or two before Memorial Day weekend, and now we're fast approaching Labor Day, so we're kind of ending the summer 2025 and ending our look at the Song of the Summer. We've looked at a lot of different things, a lot of different songs. We've had a lot of interesting conversations. And typically I begin these episodes by, taking the Billboard Hot 100 chart right here, saying, here's the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Here's where this song is number 1. This song is number 4. It's been and I kind of just go through all the charts and kind of give you an idea of what's happening in the music world, right? And I have a little bit of fun. There's, look, I love music. So I'm right there in my element talking about it, and everything is wonderful and everything is great. And then we talk about the song and has the series been beneficial? I don't know. It started off with much more, at the beginning, people I think were more into it than they are at the end, but that's true with every series. You begin a series, everyone's excited. By the time you get halfway through, you've lost half of your audience. By the time you get to the end, who knows who's even sticking around. But here we are at the end of the summer 2025. And for the end of the summer 2025, because this could be the last episode I do in this series. It could be. A high probability since it's already Tuesday. And maybe I do something over Labor Day weekend. I don't know. But I have a feeling that we're getting pretty close to the end. So instead of looking at the music charts, instead of telling you what's number one, what's number two, what's moving around, instead of doing that, well, I'm going to invite you to come along with me, and we're going to get on the subway. Now, I know I'm broadcasting from Abilene, Texas. There is no subway system in Abilene, Texas, okay? So we'll have to go somewhere where there's a subway. The subway that the last subway I was on was in Boston. So let's go to Boston and catch the subway, all right? Are you ready? It doesn't matter. You can just name the location, whichever subway. Where do you want it? New York City? Where do you want to go? Which subway do you like the best? Let's go. Let's find our way. All right. Oh, there's the subway entrance, all right? Let's go in, all right? We wait. The doors open. We walk on the subway. We sit down, and we're going to ride. And for the duration of this episode, we're going to be on a subway, in a subway car. And it's not going to be an enjoyable ride. It's going to be pretty depressing. It's going to be pretty heartbreaking. Now, typically, when we think of the summer, song of the summer, we may think of something that gives us a sense of feeling like we are escaping whatever, and we get to enjoy. We get to spend some time in the sun, right? It's supposed to be upbeat. It's supposed to be fun. Many of the songs of the summer have been more emotional and not so. That's kind of been interesting this summer. I guess we could kind of talk about that. I mean, Alex Warren Ordinary really is the song of the summer, and that's much more pulling at your heartstrings. It's not that kind of upbeat feeling where you're just dancing and you're escaping from life's problems. It's the summer. The sun is shining on your face. Or, many of these have been more like late night drive in the summer with the windows down and tears pouring down your face kind of thing. And today, once again, this is not going to be that, it's summertime, let's celebrate. Now, some of the songs of the summer have felt more like a confession than, again, a celebration. I think that the song of the summer, the song that we're going to look at right now, this is one of those songs that sound more like a raw heartbreak playing out in real time. So this raw heartbreak that's going to play out in real time is going to play out right here as we sit in the subway, in this subway car, and we take this subway ride. The heartbreak is going to play out right in front of our eyes. Maybe you'll be able to relate to it. Maybe you will not. And it's kind of a very depressing way to end the summer in some ways. But hey, sometimes not all summers end positive, do they? Some summers end with heartbreak and depression and discouragement. Maybe this is a good song for that, all right? And so but this is the song that we're going to be looking at. And the song that I'm obviously alluding to, but not just coming right out and saying, is Subway, hence the subway illustration, the subway allegory, by Chappell Roan. It's her new single, Subway. And this song is exactly that, a raw heartbreak playing out in real time. It's not a glittery club anthem like Pink Pony Club, which is kind of like this, I'm going to break free, I'm going to escape, and I found the place where I belong. And we talked about Pink Pony Club, and I love the feeling of that song of escaping. This is, no, I'm going to be sitting in a subway car and I'm going, well, to have my heart just ripped out. And I'm going to tell you and confess to you. It's like we're going to sit down in a subway car and the person next to us is going to tell us their heartbreak in real time. In fact, Subway by Chappell Roan, I think I could describe it as a devastating story of trying to move on after love, well, has ended, has collapsed. But guess what? You find out that reminders are everywhere. You see, it's a song about grief that lingers. It's about the haunting presence of a person who is gone, but not really gone. I mean, they're gone, but they're not really gone. I mean, they're gone. Are they gone? Are they not gone? Are they? Who knows? It's a song that talks about this aching kind of realization that healing does not follow a calendar. That when you are broken, it doesn't just like, okay, well, it's been 24 hours, get over it. It's been 6 weeks. There's no calendar that you can assign to healing. We could say it this way. Subway by Chappell Roan isn't a breakup song. I know it can be described that way, and I know many would classify it that way, but to me, it's a song about memory. It's a song about obsession. It's a song about self-awareness. And it's about the slow, grueling process of trying to just say, I got to let this go. I got to find, there's got to be some way. I mean, if you want to put them together, does she need to break away from her small Tennessee town and Pink Pony Club? Or does she need to break away from the heartbreak that's happening in this subway? And maybe the subway the train will stop right when she walks out of the subway. She'll be right next to the Pink Pony Club. Okay, if we could put the songs together, I could create an entire narrative. But I'm not going to do that. So you ready to take this subway ride with Chappell Roan? Are you ready to take this subway ride with me? Are you ready for the emotional upheaval that this is going to well, it depends. Maybe you'll feel it. Maybe you will not. All right. Now, with the last song that we did, there was some massive confusion over the lyrics there. At least I was more bothered by it than I think any of the listeners were, but I was still greatly bothered by it. And I was really confused that even AI was trying to say that my lyrics were right when they clearly were not right. So I did some checking here. I feel that these lyrics are accurate. What I will do is I'm going to work through my lyrical breakdown. Then I'm just going to read the entire lyrics as found on one of the music streaming services so that you'll hear my lyrical breakdown where I just take clips. And I had to take those lines from, looking online, just like I did last time. But then when I'm done, then we'll read the entire lyrics from a music streaming service. And if we see any discrepancies, hopefully I will catch them immediately and we will address them. Okay. So I think I've already double checked everything, but I just want to, of course, I'm always acknowledging when I made a mistake because that's the best you can do. All right. So are you ready? Here we go. Subway, train moving, everyone sit down. Okay. Well, I mean, in some cases you stand, but you get the idea. Let's sit and let's watch heartbreak play out in real time. The song begins with this. I saw your green hair, beauty mark next to your mouth. There on the subway, I nearly had a breakdown. Now, immediately you know what's going on. She's sitting on the subway. She sees someone, and what she sees is a reminder of the person who's gone, but not really gone. See, the song begins with very specific detail, the green hair, the beauty mark. It's grounded in the memory. It's kind of grounded in memory. Well, I think a good way to say it, that it's grounded in memory that is that's reality. It's unmistakable. It's an unmistakable reality that what she sees is a unmistakable reality of something. She sees something that takes her back to that reality. She's on the subway train and she sees the green hair and the beauty mark, but it's not that person she sees. It's this reality of this other person. You see, the green hair, the beauty mark, it's not just anyone. It's the other person. We'll refer to it as her, or you could refer to it as him. You see, for this song, the subway becomes more than public transit. It's the stage where grief, does it collapse into panic, or am I taking it too far? Clearly, there is grief. Memory and physical place, in a sense, collide. And I think it kind of shows how heartbreak can ambush the body. Like when you are heartbroken, it impacts all of you. Her memory, her emotions, her feelings, all of it. And all she did was sit down on a subway and looks over and there's the green hair and there's the beauty mark and there's the person. She didn't get on the subway looking for the person. She got on the subway and was haunted by the person. The lyrics continue. A few weeks later, somebody wore your perfume. It almost killed me. I had to leave the room. So now she is haunted by what she sees, visual reminders, and now she's even haunted by what she smells. Perfume, this is an intimate kind of sensory trigger, and it becomes unbearable. I think you could say smell is one of the most primal senses tied to memory. And here it just rips open the wound. The intensity, it almost killed me. It highlights how reminders can feel like violence when you're not over someone. Sometimes reminders can be beautiful, but sometimes it can be like a punch in the face or a knife in the heart that rips you open, especially if the reminder doesn't bring you to the person. The reminder is just a reminder that that person is not there, not going to be there, and you're just left with the reminder. And once again, the reminder not only of what was, but the reminder of the pain of what is, because memory can play that game like that. Then we have this line. It's just another day, and it's not over till it's over. It's never over. It's just another day, and it's not over till it's over. It's never over. Now that seems like kind of like you may not feel the emotional impact of that, but there's a lot going on there. I think it's very stark. It's kind of repetitive. It's almost like a mantra, like it's just another day. It's not over. Till it's over. It's never over. I think it's the idea that I already stated in kind of my introduction that healing does not follow a calendar. Every day should be ordinary. Play on words, ordinary by Alex Warren. Okay, just another day, but it isn't. Each day repeats the ache. Making never over feels like both despair and that it's unavoidable. It's inevitable. It's just another day. It should be just another day. It should be ordinary. And it's not over. Wait. It's ordinary day, and that ordinary day becomes every ordinary day is just another day of something not being over. And it's not over till it's over, and it never is over. It's not over until it's over, but it's never over. I'm just trapped here in this never over, and it's just pain, 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 more pain. Then we have this line. Till I don't look for you on the staircase, or wish you thought that we were still soulmates. Now, the staircase then becomes another place haunted by memory. Moving on means waiting for those days, and those it's kind of like Moving on means waiting for the day that those reflexes stop. Let me state it that way. So moving on means waiting for the day when you don't just look to the staircase, you're going to see that person. You don't just look to see if you're going to get that message. You don't just wait to hear those words. It's not over until those reflexes stop, where you just expect, you just long for. But as long as you're going to keep, you're going to look on the staircase, or you're going to wish that, hey, I wish that person still thought we were soulmates, because if they thought we were soulmates, then we probably wouldn't have walked away, right? It's the memory here is become, you're haunted by the memory, and the moving on means waiting. You're no longer waiting for these reflexes. They got to stop. You're no longer scanning for the person. You're no longer hoping, I wonder what they're feeling right now. I wonder if they feel the same. I wonder what they're not thinking. I wonder, I mean, that's horrible to just, no, because you have to wonder, because they're nowhere to be found. If they were there, then they could say, and if they're not there, but they're not there, but they're there because you're still thinking about them, but they're not really there, but you don't know what they're thinking. Oh, it's this trap, this feeling. Another line, but I'm still counting down all the days till you're just another girl on the subway. Now that shows she's waiting for the day that she can just get on the subway. And if she sees the green hair, if she sees the birthmark, well, it's just another girl on the subway. It doesn't, all of that doesn't come back. It's just another girl on the subway. So she longs for the moment when this person will just become another girl. But right now, this other person is still singular and unforgettable. The countdown suggests some sense of hope. I'm counting down all the days till you're just another girl on the subway. The counting down seems to show that there's hope, but there's also a sense of despair in this, right? I'm counting down all the days, but there's also this kind of like, she doesn't really have control over when the grief is going to end. She doesn't know when she's finally going to wake up, get on the subway, see the green hair, see the birthmark, and just another girl on the subway. That this person has just become just another person, just another memory, just another. You can finally be free of it. She then sings these words. Made you the villain, evil for just moving on. I see your shadow. I see it even when the lights are off. Now, I like this because there's a little bit of self-awareness here, right? She admits that sometimes she tries to demonize the other person, not necessarily because they did something wrong, because, well, the person is gone. And so maybe if I demonize them, maybe if I make them the enemy, maybe if I make them the villain, maybe if I cast them in some evil part of this play, I can feel better. I think the honesty here kind of makes it sting a little more, right? The other person may not have actually done something wrong, but you're left there with the pain, you're left there with the memories, you're left there. And so you almost want to make them the villain because maybe it'll be easier to move over. Or move on. It may be, move them over. It may be easier. If I can cast them as the villain, it's much easier maybe to say, well, then obviously, I've got to move on. Then you have that line, I see you in the shadow. I see your shadow, I should say. Even when the light's off, even when the lights are off, that's how I would say, but I think the way she sings it is even with the lights off, I think is how she sings it. It kind of evokes this haunting that this love is turned into a ghost that lingers even in darkness, even when she's off the subway, even when she's not near the staircase. When she's in her room and the lights are off, it's dark, you can still see the shadow. which you shouldn't be able to see anything. But there's the shadow, because it won't leave you alone. Then you have this line, which is kind of funny. It does have an inappropriate language here, so I will not state the word, but she sings, I made a promise. If in 4 months this feeling ain't gone, well, blank this city. I'm moving to Saskatchewan. It makes me laugh whenever I hear it. I made a promise. If in 4 months this feeling ain't gone, well, blank this city. I'm moving to Saskatchewan. Now, I think this is a little bit of humor. I mean, it's desperate humor. It's kind of dark humor, right? The promise to move to Saskatchewan is absurd. It's kind of funny. It's almost sarcastic. Hey, if this doesn't fade soon, if this doesn't go away, if you don't just become another girl in the subway, well, I'm going to uproot my life and I'm going to move. I'm going to move to Saskatchewan. That's where I'm going to go. Blank this place. I'm going to go to Saskatchewan. I'm going to do whatever I've got to do to get away from this. It's a little dark. It's a little humorous, and it's a little sad as well. But it just shows that, look, I got to do what I need you to become just another girl on the subway. I can't handle this anymore. Then we have that repeated phrase, kind of like the chorus, right? It's just another day, and it's not over till it's over. Oh, until it's over. The repetition, not only is it fits the common song structure, it reinforces the emotional, what do we call it? Her emotional prison? Do we use emotional stasis maybe? I don't know. I don't know the right word. Each chorus feels like you're running in place. That's a good way maybe of describing it. You're just describing the same cycle of longing without resolution, longing without resolution, longing without resolution, longing without resolution, need without resolution, need without satisfaction, want without ever getting fulfillment, just never ending. And she continues, till I can break routine. All right. Well, okay. How do we do with this verse? I got to stop right here. I didn't think about it when I was putting this together. I do have to think about this. All right. So I'm not going to necessarily read these lines because some people may feel that they're inappropriate. Okay. But what she wants to do is find herself that she can reach a place that she can trust herself, that in a time of intimacy with someone else, she doesn't say the name of the other person. There, I'll state it that way. This is maybe one of the raw, even though that people may not like that line. But again, we're talking about the song of the summer. The goal here is to talk about what's being played, what people are listening to. It's not about like, oh, these are the songs that you should sing in church. These are just songs that are telling these stories of emotion, and we're trying to be honest with what's being sung. That's the whole point of doing this, right? So you hear what's out there, what's being sung, all right? And this is a powerful line here. I almost want to read the line, but I will try to describe it this way. I'm going to kind of just try my best to put this together so it makes some sense, all right? And because I think this is one of the rawest, the most raw admission in the song. Because even in moments of intimacy with someone else, this other person intrudes. Healing isn't just about then moving on emotionally. It's about reclaiming the ability to be present without the ghost of another person slipping in, the name of the ghost slipping out. I want to reclaim the ability that I can be doing this and the other person does not show up, intrude, and their name gets spoken. No, I can't live this way. And then she goes immediately into, but I'm still counting down all the days till you're just another girl in the subway. Because if you're just another girl in the subway, I doubt I'm going to be saying your name and the most inappropriate moment to say it. Now, in this sense, by repeating this refrain, I think now it's added weight because it comes right after that line about intimacy and saying the wrong name. Healing still is deferred. The hope still persists. Or maybe it's almost now, maybe this time when she says, I'm still counting down the days until you're just another girl on the subway, does it have the same, you can listen to the song and determine for yourself. Does it seem to lose a sense of hope? And it becomes almost begging and pleading at this point. I don't know. It feels like it changes. I know it's sung the same way, but from the following the narrative, it just seems like when she repeats it this time, it's almost like, it's like, the first time, I'm still counting down all the days till you're just another girl on the subway. And then by this time, it's kind of like, I'm still counting down all the days till you're just another girl on the subway. Now it's almost like broken, but that's me reading that into it. It's not sung that way, but it feels that way to me. And then you kind of have this, I don't know, do we call it the hook? Kind of the outro. And just watch what she does here with the outro. She's got away. She got away, and she got away. See, no, she got away, she got away. Now let me really stress that. Now she's talking about the other person. She's got a way, not a way. She's got a way about her. Like there's a way about her. And then she repeats that. She got a way. I'm really stressing it. She's got a way. She got away. She's got a way and she got away. It's kind of pretty brilliant the way she does it. It's a little play on words. And this hook just breaks down into repetition. It's almost chant-like. She got a way, acknowledging the lasting grip this person has, her charm, her uniqueness, the reason she's unforgettable. She's got a way about her. She's got a way about herself. And she's so perfect and amazing. She's got a way. But then she got away. Now she's admitting the finality of loss. The two refrains kind of form a paradox of heartbreak. Someone can captivate you and destroy you at the same time. They can you see that they've got away. You see how amazing they are, but then they got away. They left you, but they haven't really left you because they've got a way. There's such a way about them. They will never leave you. They've imprinted themselves on you, but they got away, but they're gone. That paradox is power. I know at the end of the song, it's just like, she got away, she's got away. It just sounds like it's just a throwaway, but it's not. I don't know how many people miss the little play on words there. I mean, I think people who really love music catch it. I think others are just like, yo, so what? Who cares? It's a big deal to me, at least to me. Now, what are some of the themes in Subway by Chappell Roan? Oh, wait, I was going to read all the lyrics for you. Hang on, let me see if I can pull them up here. I'm going to turn volume down so it doesn't play. All right, hang on. I'm going to read all of them. All right, Subway. There's good old Chappell Roan. There she is. All right, here we go. I see your green hair, beauty mark next to your mouth. There on the subway, I nearly had a breakdown. A few weeks later, somebody wore your perfume. It almost killed me. I had to leave the room. It's just another day, and it's not over. Till it's over, it's never over. It's just another day, and it's not over till it's over. It's never over. Till I don't look for you on the staircase or wish you thought that we were still soulmates, but I'm still counting down all the days till you're just another girl on the subway. Made you the villain, evil for just moving on. I see your shadow. I see it even when the light's off. And I do like that play on words. Villain, evil, shadow. It's pretty clever, right? I made a promise. If in 4 months this feeling ain't gone, well, blank this city. I'm moving to Saskatchewan. It's just another day, and it's not over till it's over. Oh, until it's over. It's just another day, and it's not over till it's over. It's never over. Then this becomes the line, until I can trust myself that I won't say your name. There we go, all right? In a time of intimacy with someone else, all right? I'm adding that. But I'm still counting down all the days till you're just another girl on the subway. And then we have that she got a way, she's got a way, she's got a way, she got away, she got away, she got away. And then that plays out all the way until the end, and it's repeated a lot. And it plays out. And that's not to be thrown away, because at the end, she's not giving any more details. She's just going from she's got away to she got away. And she's just repeating both because it shows the prison in which she cannot escape, because the person is there, but the person is not there. And the worst thing to be in is when you're in a situation where the person is there, but they're not there, and you are left alone with nothing because they're there, but they're not really there. And if they're not really there, you're left with nothing but memories and pain and suffering. That's where the song ends. It ends in such a I want to scream. I want to smash the iPad and go, Chappell, go to the Pink Pony Club. Get out of the stinking subway. Get away from this. Go to the Pink Pony Club. Find something. You feel bad for Chappell in the end of this song. So what are some of the themes? I think the themes are pretty clear, right? The persistence of memory. Heartbreak isn't a moment, it's ongoing. Every perfume, every shadow, every subway ride brings it all back. Memory is evil in many cases, isn't it? Memory. Memory can be beautiful, but is a beautiful memory beautiful if it's a memory of what was but no longer is? Is it still beautiful, or does it transform into a monster that tortures? Is a memory beautiful if it's a memory of something that was but no longer is? Does that memory transform itself into a monster that now just haunts and tortures? I don't know. I guess the second theme is kind of this idea of making the person a villain and self-awareness. In grief, in pain, it's always easier to paint the other person the villain. Sometimes it's almost for survival. But I think deep down, in Subway by Chappell Roan, I think she knows the other person really isn't the villain. She may need the other person to be the villain so she can try to survive, but deep down she knows they're not. But even though the other person isn't the villain, Chappell is still stuck. And I think what I get from this is I know it's just a little line in a pop song, but this idea, and this again, I mean, it all depends on how people approach music. I love, I love each line of a song can mean a lot if you'll just take the time to think about it. But it's the idea of being self-aware, and being self-aware is the hardest awareness to have, right? We spend so much time focused on everyone else. How about ourselves? Now, sometimes that self-awareness makes it very clear. You know what? It's not right what's happening to me. It's not fair what's happening. I'm the one getting messed over here. Sometimes it's self-awareness will show you maybe maybe the other person is the villain, right? But the thing is self-awareness is that ability to just truly see reality and be honest with that reality. So there's this persistence of memory. There's this villainizing and self-awareness. I think that's a theme in the song. I think a third is kind of the humor of desperation, or the dark humor of desperation. The Saskatchewan line captures how absurd heartbreak can feel. You'll do anything to escape it. You'll even fantasize about moving to another country, or you may fantasize about something else. But there's kind of a humor in there. And desperation can put you in a position where it almost puts you in an absurd position of, what do I have to do to escape this? Another theme is that love and loss haunt. They are haunting. She sees shadows. She hears echoes. She feels presence and absence. She feels presence and absence. The other person is absent, but the presence is still there. But the presence doesn't do anything for you, but tortures you. It would be one thing if the presence would bring you some satisfaction, some contentment, some joy, but all it does is just, haunt you. Again, I'll kind of be repetitive. It's not sadness, it's haunting, it's torture, it's emotional violence. So how do we look at this from a theological perspective? How do we look at Subway by Chappell Roan from a theological perspective? Now, what many people will do, she said a bad word. Of course, that's the end of their great lyrical analysis. What others may say is, oh, she talked about being intimate and saying someone else's name. Oh, it's inappropriate. I get all of that. That's not true analysis. That's just, okay. Well, I won't even obviously I don't do things that way here. So let's try to look at it this way. Does the song capture the reality of longing? Human beings, I think it's fair to say, are wired for connection. And when that bond is broken, well, it feels like something being ripped apart. It feels like tearing. Ecclesiastes says there's a time to weep and a time to mourn, but I don't think we control when that mourning ends. I don't think we can control when that heartbreak ends. And I know some people talk about the stages of grief, and if you don't move, but you may have stages, but no one determines when you're moving into the next stage. Everyone likes to say you should get over it, and maybe you should. Maybe there's a time to say that, but it doesn't work that easily. Now, we could talk. So the reality of longing, again, sometimes Christians like to approach humans as if we're not human. We almost sometimes forget the humanity of being human. All right. Maybe we have a little bit of memory. I know the idolatry idea is going to show up if Christians talk about it, because this repeated line, it's never over. I think it echoes how our hearts can be enslaved to what we've lost. I think it's true that we can turn memories into altars where we cling to a shadow rather than a reality. Do you ever want a memory to become an altar? I think people do this all the time in lots of ways. I don't think memories become altars in simply heartbreak. I think some people, it's always about the good. They always are living in the past. It's the music of the past. It's the movies of the past. It's the good old days. Stop it. Okay. Tear down the altar of the past. And the memory should not become an altar. And what happens if you find yourself clinging to a shadow? You're just clinging to, I'm not holding a piece of paper. It's not a good example. If I'm clinging to a shadow, you can't touch it. If I'm clinging to a shadow, that's not reality. Do I hold on to the shadow? Or do I let the shadow go so I can find reality? I think theologically we could say this. First, I think the only thing that we can be 100% sure of that's always going to last, and you don't end up on the subway with some heartbreak because of memory. The only things that really last, permanent, real, concrete, God is eternal, and eternity is eternal. God is eternal. No beginning, no end, has always been, will always be. God is eternal, and eternity is eternal. Everything else changes, and everything else falls apart and breaks and pain. And then culturally, Subway, I think, resonates because it doesn't rush grief. I think maybe that's why the song has resonated. I mean, it's Chappell Roan, so she's got a very committed fan base. But I think because it doesn't rush grief, I think I can't say much. A lot of pop music is about getting over it, finding someone new, or celebrating your independence, right? Hey, I can buy flowers for myself. I can do these things I'm independent. I'm referring to Flowers by Miley Cyrus. I could go through a lot of pop songs where it's about getting over, or you just say lots of negative things about the other person. You just rip them into shreds. They're trash. They're dirt. You were never this. You were never that. And just, tear them apart. I think a lot of pop music is either very like angst towards your ex. And look, there's a place for those kinds of songs because they can be cathartic, right? There's songs that like, I know, you know what? I didn't need you anyway. I can stand by my own flowers, walk on the beach by myself, look at the sunset. I don't stinking need you. And that can be empowering, right? Or hey, I don't know if you know this, but who I found? They're actually here. I found someone new. But this song, Subway by Chappell Roan, admits the truth that sometimes you're not over it, and will you ever get over it? Sometimes it's been weeks, sometimes it's been months, sometimes it's been years. And you're still undone by green hair, birthmark, perfume, and staircase. And I think that honesty makes Subway stand out. And maybe in a summer of praise-like anthems, Ordinary by Alex Warren, Beautiful Things, Lose Control, these others tend to soar. This one sits in the pain and the ache and the darkness. And I think in doing so, it offers some kind of solidarity to listeners who aren't celebrating. They're still grieving because a lot of summers end in heartbreak, and maybe this is the song for a lot of people. Now, its chart performance, it went way up and now it's kind of moved back down. It's still hanging there. So I don't know if it will have another resurgence. I don't know where it's going to go. And I'm not trying to but obviously it's still on the chart. And so people are still resonating with it. And I looked up, I think Pop Hits on Apple Music, their playlist for Pop Hits, and Subway is right there on it. I think it was number 2 or number 3 on the playlist. So it's still there. I guarantee if I turn on Sirius XM Hits 1, I'm going to hear Subway by Chappell Roan. It's still very much present. Subway by Chappell Roan reminds us that love is not easily buried. We don't just flip a switch and move on. We carry memories. We carry scents. We carry shadows. In many cases, they won't let us go. We won't let them go. They just won't let go. Or that they never let go. However you want to phrase it. Maybe that's why the song feels so true. The song admits maybe that we're often too proud to say it. It's not over, not yet, maybe not ever. Does the gospel offer an answer to heartbreak? Well, we can cling to the fact that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. He gave his Son to die for us, to save us. We can have hope that our salvation is guaranteed because it's based on what Christ did for us, not on what we did. That's a sacrificial kind of love. We know that God is eternal. We know that nothing can separate us from the love of God. All of that is true theologically, but I've stated it a million times. Those theological truths are wonderful and give us assurance about salvation. But we're human beings. We have a flesh and we have a heart. And we long for love. We long for companionship and intimacy. And we have needs. And we love to frame that Jesus is there to take care of all of that, but Jesus doesn't take care of all of those emotions and feelings. And if he did, then there wouldn't be a need for marriage and romance and relationship and physical intimacy. It would just be a bunch of people sitting in church with a Bible saying, Jesus is all I need, and I'm perfectly happy and content. But we know everyone sitting in those pews, they fell in love, are in love, they're pursuing intimacy or experiencing intimacy. They go home, they hold hands, they hug, they kiss, they get in bed with another person, they touch. They're human beings because we're all human. I know the church likes to portray us as all like, we're people without emotion or need, but we're people with, these are real things. And what happens, well, when things don't go so well? That's Subway by Chappell Roan. Powerful song, beautiful song, heartbreaking song, painful song, depressing song. I do like contrasting it and making the joke about it in Pink Pony Club because it's like, okay, Chappell, you're in bad shape. The subway just stopped. There's the stairs. When it comes out, you're going to be right across the street from the Pink Pony Club. Go there and dance and forget whatever just happened on the subway because you're in a bad place. And I know it's not designed to do that, but that's what happens in my mind. But there you go. Chappell is very popular with at least a pretty faithful fan base. There's some who love her, there's some who hate her, but that's true of all musical artists. But she's definitely on the charts, and she's definitely, had a part in the summer of 2025. Oh, she hasn't ruled the charts like, Alex Warren has, or Teddy Swims, or we could go on to some of the others, Morgan Wallen, some of the others that have, but I thought the song needed to be talked about. And, well, this could be the end of our Song of the Summer 2025 series. How people feel about me talking about lyrics to popular songs moving forward, the only way I'm going to know is if you let me know. And if you don't like that, that's fine. If you do, I already know that a lot of people hate it. They don't want to talk about the songs of the world. I get it. I understand. But we'll talk about it soon. All right. Thanks for listening. God bless.